if you were playing as a defensive partner with Ray Bourque in his prime, which this player did, how many goals do you think you would score, or what does this guy score? 30, 15? Well, Alan Pedersen, a very reliable defensive defenseman and a very reliable player for the Boston Bruins for a number of years, broke a world record playing with Ray Bourque. Not with goals scored, but with goals he didn't score. He holds the All-Pro Major Pro record for most consecutive games played without scoring a goal. Now, this was 273 with Boston from November 12, 1986 to February 4th, 1990. Now, this included playoffs as well. Now, he was paired on defense with Ray Bourque for Boston from 1987 to 1991 season. Now, he eventually, had a great career with Boston. Made two Stanley Cup, three or four big Stanley Cup playoff runs, and basically drew the respect from, coaches in the Boston system for a number of years. Now, he first came to major prominence with Fort Saskatchewan of the Alberta AAA League, then skated with Medicine Hat of the WHL in the 83 season. Now, he was drafted pretty well for his size, 6'3", 180 pounds. And was taken 5th round, 102nd overall. Now, here's where I get interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Pedersen was sent to the great Moncton Golden Flames of the AHL in the 1986 season. Drew a lot of fans in the Maritimes. Had 1 goal and 8 assists for 9 points in 59 games. Broken with Boston in 1987, scored that first goal. Okay, a goal, 11 assists for 12 points in 79 games. But 78 games, 6 assists, 21 games in the playoffs, no points. 89, 51 points, 51 games in regular season, 6 assists, 10 games in the playoffs, no points. 1990, only 1 goal in 68 games, 3 points overall, 21 in the games in the playoffs as part of their Stanley Cup run, no Stanley Cup finalist run, no points. Now, 91 was a strange season. He was ended up with the Maine Mariners for a little while, but scored 2 goals, double his biggest offensive output, 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points. Then had 8 more scoreless playoff games with the Boston. Now, 92, he found himself with Minnesota, 93 with Hartford, and wrapped up his career in Major Pro with the Atlanta Knights with 5 assists in 71 games, including 5 games in the playoffs with no goal. He played a ton of playoff contests, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, if you go on the Internet Hockey Database, 0 doesn't diminish his play as a skater, ladies and gentlemen, but he wasn't known for his output. The most goals he had in the season, again, was with Boston in 91. So NHL totals, 41 points in 428 games, 487 minutes in penalties. And that year, ladies and gentlemen, that he had only 6 assists in 78 games, he was +6. So playing on Bourque's, pairing, paid off in a plus-minus. Now, made the Stanley Cup Finals with Boston in 1988 and 1990. Unfortunately, injury bugs were there as well. He missed parts of the 88 season with elbow injury, suffered during Boston's October 17 game at Edmonton, and a back injury suffered in a March 5th 88 game in New Jersey. Now, he had a separated right shoulder that put him out for majority of the early 88 season, and then he had an abdominal muscle strain late December of that year. Now, he missed parts of the 90 season with a sore back, suffered in December 89, and a bruised hip in January 1990. But his dedication to hockey eventually led to be named Boston's NHL Budweiser Man of the Year nominee for 1990. Unfortunately, when he moved to Minnesota, injury bug hit him with back spasms, no pun intended, in the November 12, 91 game at Toronto. Now, He missed the 92 regular season second half and the playoffs with a torn abdominal muscles during a game against Montreal in February 1792. It required a season-ending surgery. Now, when he was traded by Minnesota to Hartford, a conditional pick on June 15, 92, the deal called for Hartford to receive a fifth-round pick if Pedersen played at least 60 games for Hartford in 92-93, or a sixth-round pick if he played fewer than 60 games. Of course, Pedersen played 59 games, limiting the trade to a sixth-round pick. Now, his last major pro season was limited with a groin and hip injuries when he hurt himself in a February 17 game for Hartford versus Buffalo and was out for over a month. Now, he was eventually named when he was playing with the Atlanta Knights, their player assistant coach prior to the 95 season, then stopped playing after 95 and held the assistant coaching position for a season. He was named Pensacola's ECHL head coach on May 22nd, 96, and stayed there until 2000. He was named Mississippi's head coach in August 2000 and remained there until 2001. He was named Colorado's head coach on July 2nd, 2001, and stayed there for a season. Now, he was eventually named Colorado's of the WCHL's general manager on May 21st, 2002, and held the position until the team folded on August 2nd, 2002. Now, he also remained in Colorado after his coaching career, serving as a instructor or coach in the Southern Carolina Amateur Hockey Association and as director of inline hockey camps for soccer and roll. Now, interesting, the man is also known as Beach. The expansion draft in 91, he was claimed by Minnesota on May 30th, 1991. So a very, very interesting career in hockey, playing with Ray Bourque all those years. But what really stands out for me, ladies and gentlemen, 64 playoff games, no goals, no assists, no points, and 41 points in 428 regular season games, and so that means nearly 500 games, he only scored 5 goals. Now, wasn't a bad player, a very consistent blue liner, but you would think playing with Ray Bourque, Ray would give him a little bone every once in a while, but Ray played a lot more on the power play than he ever did, and my memory serves, ladies and gentlemen, very rarely that Ray would have a lot of offensive points on the even strength. Memory kind of serves, usually Bourque had a lot of points in a power play, almost 60% if I'm not mistaken. So there was opportunities for to help his plus minus, but the way Bourque was quarterbacking, it was sort of like a fullback in the football where the fullback's a blocker, not a running back that gets the ball. But Alan Pedersen, for me, a very, very well-respected player for the Boston Bruins fans, and you're 100 overall in the draft, and you play as many games as he did. And the people from Fort Saskatchewan, boys, that's his hometown. Some great people over there, so he comes from good stock. So again, born in Alberta, Fort Saskatchewan, played in Medicine Hat. Typical Canadian rural farm, farm boy strength and talent and mentality, dedicated to hockey in every facet. And we're proud to do a podcast on the man that nobody would hear its name. Assist by Al Pedersen. You might hear his name 5 times a year, but he was always there doing his best for Boston. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, keep your stick in the ice. Bye.